Hi there, Craig Hocknull here. I'm out here in Port St. Lucie at the PGA Village, and it is windy. We have been experiencing serious winds out here. It's hard to tell because of all the pines and palms, and they don't really give a tell, right? Like a poker tell, it's hard to tell. But when you pick up that grass and throw it in the air, it usually takes off pretty quick. Lots of gusts, steady, constant winds, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles an hour, and then gusts 30 plus. And when it's gusty like that, it's really tricky. So what you have to do is you have to kind of use your eyes and you have to use your ears. You may not be able to pick it up on the microphone, which is a good thing. You don't want to hear the wind. But as you're standing over that ball, if you hear the wind start to kind of whistle through the trees, then that's typically when you'll see a player just kind of back off. Maybe they'll come back behind, they'll kind of check their glove or tie their shoes. And the reason is because they've taken all that time to figure out what club they're going to hit in that situation. And they just can feel like right here, big gust, right? Big gust just picked up. So if I've done all of my math and I've got the perfect club in my hand, I don't want to be standing over that shot and hit it, because the penalties are so severe. When you miss a green, typically on an unexpected side, right? You always hear the expression kind of miss to the safe side. Well, the safe side is not the short side. So if you're going to miss a green, you want to miss a green on the side where you have a lot of green to work with on your chip. But when it's gusty like this, a lot of times you end up missing it in the wrong side. So then you have some kind of a crazy flop shot. The worst place to miss it is when you still have downwind, a downwind chip shot. It's usually easier to miss it or easier to get up and down when you're chipping back into the wind. But I just wanted to do a little video on just some mindset things when you're in the wind. The wind is coming at me from this direction. So as I'm swinging, if I get to the top here, that wind is going to kind of push me back onto my toes. And then I'll either overcompensate, kind of dive into it, or I'll just stay back and hit it, which happens more often than not, and you kind of pick it clean. So you've heard the expression, swing easy when it's breezy. I still believe in that, and here are the reasons why. If you have that much wind, you don't want to lose your balance. The second you lose your balance, you're going to mishit it. So swinging easy just helps you to keep your balance that much more stable, okay? So then when you're swinging easy, you want to take more club. Well, when you take more club, what happens is you have less spin rate on your shot. The harder you swing, the more spin rate you get, the higher revolutions. The easier you swing, the less spin rate. And anytime you have less spin, you're going to have more control in the wind. Because if you strike that ball with high spin rate and it gets up in the air, and it's going to move all over the place. In your setup, what I like to do when I'm swinging easier is also make sure I'm standing closer to the ball, right? Because a lot of times you take your normal setup for your normal speed, your arms elongate, you trap it, and you hit down, take a nice divot. Well, if you're swinging easier, it's more like kind of warming up on a mat where you're kind of sweeping it and picking it clean. So what I like to do is make sure that I'm setting up a little bit closer, and here's what that looks like from this angle. If I set my arms and I let them hang beside me, what I feel is that the elbow to my bicep and tricep here kind of sits more on my rib cage, and my feet are balanced, nicely solid here. I'm not leaning on my toes or on my heels. So in this case, when I just kind of drop my arms down like this, now I know that my platform is well balanced. There comes a big gust. You can kind of hear that coming. And then what I do is just make sure that I lower my arms where I feel like my elbows are a little bit closer to my ribs right here, okay? Now, in that setup, that just reminds me, okay, now you're in the right spot, now you can swing easy. If I stretch my arms out and get them a little bit further away from my body, that's more conducive to when I'm trying to hit it really hard. So swinging easy is just one of those steps. You want to make sure that you're setting up balanced heel to toe, you're taking extra club, You know also that you're not going to kind of attack into the turf. You don't need to hit down on it in the wind. Just take your normal swing. For me, that's actually more of a shallow attack angle when I swing easy versus when I swing hard. So these are all things that are fresh in my mind from a day out on the golf course playing in the wind. So I just wanted to capture them for you so that next time you go out to play, maybe you can jot down a couple notes. I'll hit a couple shots for you, just nice and smooth, nice and easy. This is a 5-iron. I probably won't even take a divot, or at least that's my plan. Nice and smooth. All right, just kind of clipped it right off the top. There's no divot here. So when you're out there and you're swinging nice and easy, just take that nice smooth tempo, nice and easy back and forth. I might lose 20 yards on a shot, but I really don't care because I want to try to control my ball flight so that I can get onto the putting surface as soon as possible, because all those bunker shots, splashing it and having all that sand come in your face, or shots where you're short-sighted because you've oopsed in your calculations of the wind, that's when scoring gets really difficult. If you're good at ball striking and you can get the ball onto the surface or in the chipping areas just short of the green, you can really save strokes. You know, far greater opportunity or a little putt or a chip than a flop shot over a bunker. So hopefully those tips will help you well next time you have a windy day and it's gusting like that. So I'll see you in the next video.